Good morning, everyone. It's the third day of Christmas. It's December 27th. My name is Karina, and I'm coming to you from the Pacific Northwest. It's a little after 6 a.m. Walking up to the barn to feed the horses. I'm a little late today. My partner's still taking the week off, and so sleeping on a little bit. No need to get up at 4 a.m. It's kind of quiet at work for me, so I have a little bit more flexibility, although I have a lot to do, quite frankly. So I don't know whether I'll work a little bit late. There is a full moon behind the clouds. The weather is weirdly windy and weirdly warm. Coming up on the creek. It just seems, even with the full moon, it just seems kind of dark, probably because of the clouds. There's the creek and the neighbor's house. Upstream, our house. Creek's in the bank where it belongs. I want to thank the people who commented on my post yesterday. I delved into a little bit of a controversial subject and invited some respectful disagreement. And so far, all I've gotten is support, and I appreciate that. Whether or not they agree or disagree, I still got support, and those are the kind of conversations I would like to foster. There are the horses under the tree. It's a tree they like to stand under when it's stormy. You can see Odin because he's gray. And one of them, who lives in the center part of the U.S., commented that there isn't much hunting because of all the development and subdivisions. And I think that's a good point. One of the things maintaining hunting grounds does is that it keeps open space for perhaps everyone to enjoy. So I appreciate that comment. Well, I am in the barn, so I'm going to get to feeding. The horses are fed. Just kind of wanted to continue my thoughts about goals for 2024. I know earlier this year I was talking about setting a goal to do like a 100-mile trail ride, like Tevis, for instance, similar to what the person who does the Diary of an Endurance Rider wants to do. But after realizing how much time I have to devote, and just watching her videos, Lynn, I think is her name, her videos, and realizing kind of the pace you have to keep, it just didn't seem like it was a good goal for now. Or maybe I should use the word yet. I think fox hunting is a good goal. I have been able to ride fairly consistently, at least a couple days a week. Sometimes get a walk in on a third day. So that seems more in line with the time that I have and the options available to me. I'm back up at the house, finished getting ready for work. We'll see you for a knitting portion. Hi everyone, welcome to the knitting portion of my podcast. I thought I would sit and chat with you a bit, and hopefully you have a project and maybe something nice to drink. I am drinking lukewarm apple spice chamomile tea, which suits the purpose for right now. So I was going to get philosophical again because I think it's a kind of a time of year when we do that, you know, particularly in locations where it tends to be dark like it is here in the Pacific Northwest, and reflect on how the year went and where we're going and stuff like that. So I was doing really well with my wellness goals. And by that, I mean just, you know, eating healthy, including a lot of produce and unprocessed foods, and getting an adequate amount of exercise, not doing too much, but doing enough so I felt good and was sleeping good, and I still feel good and I'm sleeping good. And then Christmas Day came where we got so many goodies, and I don't have a lot of willpower. I don't particularly believe that exercising willpower is a good thing necessarily. It just needs to be easier to do the things that you that will accomplish your goals, rather than using the strategy of denial. At least that's my opinion. So typically what I would do, how I would achieve that, is I would, you know, have plenty of produce in the refrigerator that would be appealing for adding to breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snacks and things like that. Well, the house is apparently devoid of that, and once I get out of my routine, it takes me a little bit to get back to it. And I will admit, I am very attached to my routine. I like the rhythm of my days. So I have certainly had dessert after breakfast, and yesterday breakfast was a baked potato, which is not a terrible choice. This morning breakfast was some scrambled egg whites that were left over from something I made. Cheesecake. I had to use the yolks for cheesecake, so I had egg whites. So I made some scrambled eggs with some. Basically, it becomes like cleaning out the refrigerator breakfast. And of course, there's lots of cookies and goodies around, so I've been snacking on those as well. So not particularly hungry for a healthy lunch, but we have been eating some salads for dinner, and I think I'm going to have a salad for lunch here shortly. I'm also not going to stress about the amount of goodies that are around. I will eventually eat them. I will eventually get back to my standard routine of the day and get more exercise, and there won't be as many festivities to celebrate, which actually that came out more negative than I intended. I like this time of year. I like using the excuse to celebrate and eat things I don't normally eat, and drink things perhaps I don't normally drink, and see people I don't get to see that often. So that part is awesome. I just want to have the long-term view of eventually getting back on track to meeting the goals that I have. And my health and fitness goals have to do with being able to enjoy my activities as long as I can. And those goals are supported by eating well and getting adequate exercise. I feel like I get adequate fresh air because I am out doing something with the horses at least on a typical day 3 or 4 times a day. Even on those days that I'm not out riding or doing anything particularly important. So there's my philosophical segment for the moment. What am I wearing? I am wearing a sweater that was knit by my grandmother probably 25 or 30 years ago. I have to sneeze. So just okay. The wind is blowing and kicking up all sorts of stuff outside, which triggers some allergies for me. So the sweater, it's made out of acrylic. It was originally made for my stepdad, but my mom gave it to me recently. It is, I was thinking it was seamed, but that doesn't make sense. So it's probably knit. No, it is definitely seamed. in parts. So it like I said, it's made out of acrylic, so it's lasted a really long time, and will continue to last for a very long time. It's you can see it has pilled. It's very well loved, and I'm going to continue to love it. What have I been working on? So in the early morning segment, which wasn't as early as it often is on my regular routine days, I was working on this Arne Carlos stocking. So I am on, I think, day 16 now. So you can start to see the people. I made a mistake on this. I think it was, oh, here we go. This row here. I was supposed to, the male figure has very long legs, so I was supposed to start the body one row earlier, but that's okay. It's I'm getting close to the shoulders and head portion of it. In fact, I think the next row I'm working on will be the neck. So this is going pretty quickly. I still hope to have it finished by the 12th day of Christmas, which is January 6th. We'll see. I did work on my Riverside sweater, which I showed, I think, was that yesterday? Might have been yesterday. I feel like I've shown it recently and showed some progress that I have made on it. So I'm starting another color work section on that, on the yoke. And the sleeves are, well, the sleeves aren't done because right now they're about elbow length, and I want them to be at least probably bracelet length. So I will rip out the ribbing on the cuffs and extend those out and start doing the decreases so that they fit very nicely. The other thing I've been working on is my sock. So I think I was working on it yesterday while I was chatting about some potentially controversial subjects, and this is how far I've got so far. So this is just a self-strapping yarn. It's the Advent yarn from Freckled Whimsy, and I am just knitting in the round. Top down 15 rows of 2x2 rib, and I'll probably do about 50 rows on the leg before I start the heel in this contrast color. So it's really fun. It has 24 stripes for the Advent, and I use size 0 Chogu red lace. Those are my favorite needles. Those are 2 US size 0 2mm needles. The stocking is also Chogu red lace, and those are size 4. That is all of the content I have for you today. I am going to go back to work after lunch and finish out my day. I think we're expecting some rain. I think we have some plans with friends this weekend, so I may not get very much recording time in, but I will do my best. Well, have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.